Hi, I'm George Beard, and this is my best friend Harold Hutchins.
We just make comics and try to make each other laugh.
And this old guy is Mr. Krupp.
George, Harold!
He's the worst principal in the world.
Harold is, I would probably peg him as the slightly more sensitive, slightly more introverted one of the two, although they both kind of like to get up to no good. But, you know, at least how I've identified him as the little artist in their sort of writing duo. I actually share that in common. As a boy, I used to draw comics, and I had a couple of friends that we would hang out and we'd, you know, what do we want to do? Oh, let's just draw our own comics. We would sit together but draw our own different comics. So in that sense, perchance, I am my own little Harold Hutchins, although I didn't have a George Beard sort of dictating what I should draw.
Ever since you attended this school, you've been responsible for one prank after another.
Some of those must have been really hard to pull off.
Like that tiger?
Oh, that tiger was crazy.
I think what's fun about them is they're not taking themselves too seriously. If you want a message, it's there, but it's not super overt with it. I think why it appeals probably to reluctant readers is that it's not trying to get too dense with anything. This is like a fun story about two kids who like to kind of get up to mischief and maybe learn a lesson along the way, but even that's not important. It's just like, let's do some jokes and have fun.
Put the pen down, Mr. Krupp, or we'll hypnotize you.
It's not me.
Oh, what's happening?
I don't know. When I snap my fingers, you will obey our every command.
Krupp is like, he represents rules, authority, no fun. I mean, I think he has like rules about not smiling and no fun and stuff like that. Like he's authority turned up to 10. And so that is the total antithesis. That is the venom to two boys who just want to like goof off. The reason he doesn't become the villain throughout is because A, he's a bit bumbly. He kind of like, he's easily undermined. And also he straight up becomes Captain Underpants. And at the same time, a true villain comes to town in the form of Poopy Pants. It's so funny to talk about this. I mean, like, you know, and Poopy Pants, of course, comes to town. So we've got to deal with him. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
You are now the amazing Captain Underpants!
Tra-la-la!
I honestly didn't think that would happen.
David really held the balance of making sure we told the right story. And if things weren't working, we went in and figured it out and changed it. I mean, I think a lot of the cast came in multiple times and saw versions of the movie and like gave notes, and both he and the executives all really took them to heart, which was kind of cool. Not to say that I can say that I helped write this movie, but like they were into having the input in order for things to shift and become more cohesive. And that also happened in the room when you're recording. Like, you know, we just make sure that we get things on the page so that we get the actual flow of the story, but we spent a lot of time just coming up with either alternative ways to say the straightforward things that need to be said in order for the story to continue, or just like alts in terms of bits and jokes and punch up.
Captain Underpants, you can't actually fly!
I take to the sky like an ostrich!
Wow, he is super dumb.
Captain Underpants is just gosh darn it, it's just a feel-good, wacky comedy about kids who will their hero that they made into a comic book to life. And lo and behold, the perfect adventure comes because an actual supervillain is there for their newly minted hero to fight. It's quite different, actually, than a lot of the animated films that are kind of out or have been out.
Poor soul, you're trapped in some sort of invisible box-like prison.
Is it okay that I'm kind of loving this?
Yes and no.
I will set you free.
Oh, but mostly yes.